Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got a really unique one for you today.
Yeah.
Usually we're unpacking some dense book or a big geopolitical trend, but today we're pivoting. We're going tactical.
Extremely tactical.
We're basically acting as the prep team, kind of a field guide for the volunteer mentors.
That's right. So if you're listening to this, chances are you're getting ready to head into the influence session. That's lesson 16 from the iChoose curriculum.
Right.
And we should probably start with a vibe check. Because let's be real, walking into a room full of teenagers can be, well, it can be intimidating.
Intimidating is a very polite word for it. I think anyone who's mentored knows that feeling. You know, you're sitting in the car in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah?
And you've got this little voice in your head going, what if I freeze up? What if I say something and it's just crickets?
Or worse, what if I sound like just another boring adult giving a lecture? That's the real fear, right? The mentoring scaries. But the whole goal for us today is to be a pressure release valve. We've gone through all the material for lesson 16, and we just want to give you a roadmap.
Not a script. We're not giving you a script to memorize.
No, absolutely not. Teenagers can smell a script a mile away. This is about understanding the emotional dynamics you're about to walk into.
Exactly. We want to move you from worrying about what do I say to really understanding what is the goal here. So looking at the source text, the big theme is influence. But I mean, that's such a loaded word these days. You say influence to a kid, they immediately think TikTok.
They think subscriber counts. Yeah, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
And that's the exact misconception this lesson is designed to dismantle.
So Coach AJ and the curriculum, they're trying to pivot that definition.
They're trying to shift it away from status and towards choice.
Okay, let's drill down on that. If we had to give this whole session a North Star, one single win for the mentor, what is it?
The North Star is, it's about shifting the mindset from passive to active. The source material is so clear on this. Influence is a choice.
Right.
Most young people, and plenty of adults, we operate on this passive setting. We think influence is something that just happens to you.
Like you get promoted or rich or famous, and then suddenly you have influence.
Exactly. It's a badge you earn later. But this material argues that influence is like physics. It's happening right now.
You just have to decide to use it.
You have to decide to light your candle.
Yeah.
The win is getting the youth to realize they're already holding the match. They can influence the mood, their team, their family today. No permission needed.
That brings up a quote from the material. I think it's from John C. Maxwell. Your life is significant when you influence others in a positive way.
Yes.
I feel like that's the anchor sentence, but in a chaotic room, does a quote like that really land?
It does if you use it as a grounding rod.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a pro tip for every mentor listening. Just keep that sentence in your back pocket. If the room gets loud or the conversation drifts into, video games or drama, you just gently bring it back to that. Your life is significant when you influence others.
Because underneath all that noise...
Underneath it all, every single kid in that room just wants to know that they matter.
So you're connecting influence directly to significance. You're telling them you matter because you can change things.
Correct. It shifts everything from discipline to empowerment.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, sit down and listen, you're effectively saying, stand up and lead.
I like that. Okay, so we've got the North Star. Influence is a choice. Let's talk visuals. The iChoose curriculum loves a good metaphor.
It does.
And this week it's all about the candle and the lantern. It seems simple, maybe a little elementary, but there's a nuance here mentors have to catch.
It's deceptively simple. The core image is just a lit candle versus an unlit one. An unlit candle is just potential. It's wax and a wick. But a lit one, it adds value.
And the key part, that physics of influence you mentioned.
It's that lighting another candle doesn't diminish your own flame.
Okay, that is a huge concept for a middle or high schooler.
It is.
Because at that age, social capital feels like a zero-sum game. If I praise you, if I let you shine, I somehow lose. I'm less cool.
That's the scarcity mindset. If you win, I lose. But the candle metaphor physically shows that influence is infinite. I use my candle to light yours. My light doesn't shrink.
The room just gets brighter.
The whole room gets brighter. And that leads perfectly into the big story of the lesson, which is about Benjamin Franklin.
Right, and I actually learned something new here. I knew about the kite and the key, but I didn't know about this street lighting story in Philadelphia.
It's a fantastic story because it's so practical. So Franklin wants to pave and light the streets, but the text makes a big point that he didn't. He didn't go around arguing with people.
Which is where we all start, right? We try to talk people into changing.
We try to lecture them. Franklin skipped the lecture entirely. Instead, the source says he just hung a beautiful lantern on a long bracket in front of his own house.
He just modeled it. He didn't say, you should all get lamps.
He showed them what a lamp does. And he was meticulous. He polished the glass, lit the wick every single evening. He made the benefit undeniable.
And the source says it helped people avoid sharp stones on the pavement.
It created a safe space. So the neighbors see that Franklin's sidewalk is safe and clean, and theirs is dark and dangerous. And, well, they start buying lanterns.
And the whole city lights up. So if I'm a mentor in the room, how do I use this? When do I bring it up?
You use it as a counterpunch. You wait. You wait until you hear a youth say something like, I'm just one person, or my school is a mess, I can't change it.
That's the Franklin moment.
That's the moment. And you just say, Franklin didn't convince anyone with words, he just was the lantern. You ask them, how can you polish your glass today? It moves the focus from controlling others to controlling yourself.
Modeling beats preaching every single time.
Every time.
Okay, let's move from metaphors to the room itself. Let's talk signals. What are we listening for? Because silence can tell you a lot.
Absolutely. There's this exercise where the group is asked, who lit their candle for you? Name a teacher, a coach, someone who made you feel special.
That sounds nice, but I can see that going sideways fast. If a kid can't think of anyone, that silence is going to feel heavy.
It's high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
You have to watch for that silent signal. Some kids are really going to struggle to name someone. Maybe they feel like no one's lit a candle for them.
Or maybe the person who did is gone now. That's tough. So what's the mentor move? You don't want to put them on the spot.
No, never. You use what we call a normalizer. If the room stalls, a mentor can step in and briefly answer. You just say, for me, it was my 10th grade track coach, first person who told me I was fast.
You're just priming the pump, showing them what an answer looks like without stealing the show.
Exactly. And you keep it short. We'll talk about the me show trap later.
Right.
But if a student genuinely can't name anyone, that's a huge signal for you.
How so?
It means you might be the person who needs to light that candle for them.
Yeah.
You just got the scouting report that this kid needs a mentor.
That's a great way to look at it. Okay, another signal from the text I thought was tricky. It mentions Mother Teresa and the word nurture.
Yes. The nurture trap.
I mean, you're in a room full of teenage boys, you say nurture, and eyes just roll into the back of their heads.
For sure. The source even points out that people think of a mother cradling a baby. It's not the vibe a 15-year-old linebacker is going for.
So what's the play?
You have to rebrand the word immediately. Mentors need to frame nurture not as softness, but as logistics for growth.
Logistics for growth. I like that.
It's about ensuring survival, ensuring success. You nurture your team by making sure everyone knows the play. You pick a teammate up when they get knocked down. It's not cuddling. It's making the team strong enough to win. Frame it as strength.
That helps a lot. Okay, one more signal, but this one's for the mentor. It's a quote from Les Giblin. You can't make the other fellow feel important in your presence if you secretly feel that he is a nobody.
That's the gut check. That's the signal you listen for inside your own head.
Because kids are human lie detectors.
Oh, they're the best in the world. If you're sitting there checking your watch thinking this is a waste of time, they feel that. You cannot fake influence. You have to genuinely believe they have value. If you don't, your candle is unlit.
So before you try to fix the kids, you check your own posture.
100%. If you feel that annoyance creeping in, step back and find one thing to appreciate about the kid in front of you.
Okay, let's get into the toolkit. There's a section on actionable behaviors, and my favorite is the 30-second rule.
It's the highest leverage tool in the whole lesson. Simple rule. Say something positive to a person within the first 30 seconds of seeing them.
Why the timing? Why the first 30 seconds?
Because that's when their threat detection system is on high alert. A kid walks in, they're scanning. Am I safe? Is this adult going to hassle me?
So if the first thing they hear is, pull up your pants.
You've confirmed their worst fears. The wall goes up and you've lost them for the hour. But if the first thing is, hey, good to see you, or love those sneakers, you disarm them. You've lit a candle before the lesson even begins.
It sets the whole frame. I'm on your team.
Yeah. And the source also mentions, be the first to help. This is great for mentors who are maybe a little more introverted.
So you don't have to be a big talker.
Not at all. Use your body. If chairs need to be moved, be the first one to grab a chair. If papers are being passed out, jump up and help. It builds trust without a single word.
It shows you're part of the crew, not just some observer.
Exactly.
Okay, last tool. Listening with the heart. That classic line. people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. How does that play out here?
Hearing is just sound waves. Listening is emotional. It means when a kid is telling you some long, rambling story, you aren't just waiting for your turn to talk.
You're not thinking about your response.
You are locked in. You're trying to understand their reality. And for a lot of these kids, being truly listened to by an adult, that's a rare commodity.
Very rare. Now, the heavy lifting. Towards the end, there's a list of 16 values. Choice, growth, attitude, character. I mean, looking at this list, I got overwhelmed.
It's a wall of text. If you try to teach it line by line, you will lose them instantly.
So what do you do? Because it feels like a vocabulary test.
Do not treat it like a vocab test. That is the trap. You use it as a talent scout menu.
A talent scout?
Yeah. You familiarize yourself with the list, and then you watch the room. You're hunting for these behaviors in the wild. You're trying to catch them doing something right.
Give me an example.
Okay, a student admits they messed up, they got in a fight or something. Instead of lecturing them, you scan the list. You find responsibility. And you say, hey, owning up to that, that took guts. That's responsibility right there. That's on the list.
I see. You're not teaching the definition. You're spotting the application. You're labeling the good behavior they just showed.
Exactly. Or a kid had a terrible week, but they still showed up.
Yeah.
You point to the list and you say, I see resilience in you. You're here. That matters.
That's so much more effective. It turns you into a treasure hunter.
You're scouting for the flame. And when you name it, they start to believe it.
Okay, let's talk guardrails. What not to do. How can a well-meaning mentor completely crash the car in this session?
The biggest one is the lecture trap. We've said it, but it's so important. These kids have been talked at all day. They don't need another monologue.
So ask questions, keep it moving.
Yes. If you're talking for more than 60 seconds straight, you're not mentoring, you're performing.
What about the me show? We mentioned sharing a personal story can help, but there's a danger.
A huge danger. Don't turn the who lit your candle moment into a 10-minute story about your high school glory days.
Back in '98 when I won the state championship.
Nobody cares. Your story is a bridge to get them talking. It is not the destination.
60 seconds max. Good rule. Okay, last guardrail, and this is a big one. When you ask who influences you,
Well,
you might not get Martin Luther King as an answer.
no. You might get a rapper with some questionable lyrics or a YouTuber who does dangerous pranks.
And the instinct is to jump in and correct them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's a bad influence.
And if you do that, you've just severed the connection. The guardrail is simple. Reflect. Don't correct.
What does that sound like?
You get curious. You just ask, okay, interesting. What is it about him that you respect? You dig for the underlying value. Maybe the kid says, he always takes care of his crew.
So they value loyalty.
Bingo. And you affirm the value, so you really respect loyalty, without endorsing the person. You validate their feeling, and that keeps the conversation alive.
That's really smart. You're separating the value from the person.
Exactly. And sometimes, just by asking why, they start to realize on their own that maybe it's not the best role model. But they have to get there. You can't force it.
All right, we're coming to the end of our prep session here. We should send you in with a confidence boost. The material ends with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Yeah, it's a great one. Our chief want in life is someone to inspire us to be what we know we could be.
That just sums it all up, doesn't it? You're not there to fix them. You're there to inspire them to be what they already could be.
And I really want to remind every mentor listening, just your presence is enough. Just showing up, standing in that room when you could be at home. You are the Benjamin Franklin lantern.
You don't have to be perfect.
You just have to be there. They'll remember your tone and your timing way more than your specific words. They'll remember you smiled, that you listened. They won't remember if you fumbled a definition.
So take a deep breath. You've got the tools. You know the North Star. Influence is a choice.
And you're there to help them realize they're holding the match.
So here's a final thought for you to carry into that room. We spend a lot of time wondering if the kids are ready to learn. But maybe the real variable is you. You're walking in with a lit match. The question isn't whether they're ready. The question is, are you ready to be the first one to offer a light, even if the room feels pitch black?
That's the real question.
Go light some candles. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll see you next time.